Morning, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School. Back down here at the Pathfinder Outdoor Classroom. We have a class, basic survival class, starting tomorrow morning. So today's kind of prep day for the instructors and myself here at the school. However, next weekend, we have a huge trail life scouting event up in Ohio above Columbus that's got about 2,500 pre-registered guests. We're going to be there teaching, and we're going to be there with the Self-Reliance Outfitters store at the same time. One of the things that we're going to do for that event is we're going to set up an individual cook kit that I call the Trail Life Individual Cook Kit. And it's based on another kit that I built a while ago that works out really, really well for one person in the woods. So it's a great little kit for an individual scout to carry with him in the woods if he wants to cook something while he's out. So I want to go over that with you today, piece by piece, real quick. And then what I want to do is I have a recipe from 1938 called peanut butter soup. And it was posted on the Bannerman camp. And we're going to make that peanut butter soup today. We're going to show you how to make it. I've never made it myself, so we're going to kind of experiment together. We're going to taste it together. We're going to make one substitution in the recipe that we'll talk about while we're cooking it. So stay with me, and we're going to get started on that right away. All right, so to this individual cook kit, it's pretty simple. I wanted to make sure that a scout or an individual could go out in the woods and cook themselves a quick lunch or something like that, whether it be surf and turf, whether it be some small game they had hunted, or whether it be something that they're carrying with them like a Just Add Water meal. So I left plenty of room in this pouch for the Just Add Water meal. This is based around the Pathfinder Molly pouch, okay, the large dark earth Molly pouch. And you have several pieces here. First of all, you get the pack stove, okay, and the pack stove comes in this black box with a propane adapter. I've taken it out of the black box and I've put it inside the 1-quart bush pot to save a little bit of room, right? And that works out good. Then you've got a can of fuel, which doesn't come with the set, but you'll need a can of isobutane or propane, depending on how you choose to cook. The isobutane is going to fit really well in the kit. Then you've got an M34 officer's canteen in here. So you've got a canteen of water and you have a drinking cup. So you have a pot and you have a cup and you have a canteen. You have one grate here for cooking food over the fire. You can put this on a couple rocks, put it on a couple logs, put it on tent stakes, however you want to support this over your fire bed or coals. And you can then either support your bush pot on that. If you don't want to hang it by the bale on a tripod, you could just set it on this rack. Or you can then grill meat on this rack. If you have taken some type of game, whether that be fish or small game, you can then grill it on this rack over your fire bed. And you have a simple set of Pathfinder utensils. And the way that sets up in this bag is real simple. You've got this large open bucket in the front, and we're just going to take the cook pot with the stove inside, and we're going to shove it down one side with the bale to the outside. We're going to put the M34 in its cup. We're going to slide it down right beside that in the bag, just like that. We're going to take the back, has a pocket in the back side here that's the length of this pouch. And it's the perfect size rack to sit right down inside of. And then you just buckle these molly straps back over the top and snap them down. And you can put this on a belt if you want to, but that would basically just close this pouch. It's not necessary that you do that, but it just gives you a secure closure for that pouch if you do, with your cook rack in the back. And then you have 3 simple utensils, knife, spoon, and fork. And you can put them several places. You can put them in this front pouch, which actually has another individual pouch inside of it and a pocket on the front. You can put them directly in that. You can actually stand them up inside this cook set right in one corner very, very easily, just like that. And that gives you enough room in this pouch that you can put a Just Add Water meal in here. You can put your isobutane right on top, just like that. You could put a couple condiments in if you wanted to, but you can put a Just Add Water meal like a Pathfinder provision in here. You can put a couple coffees in here, some individual condiments or anything like that. Fire starting if that's what you choose to do. I generally carry my lighter in my pocket, and I don't carry too much fire starting in a kit like this because I already have it on my person. If you wanted to, for a simple kit like this, if you wanted some kind of a sharper knife with your kit for cutting up game and things like that, there's molly on the sides of this pouch on both sides. You can actually clip like a more companion to that and jam it down inside the molly, and it works perfect for that. So that gives you a nice individual clean kit that you can carry into the woods. That will let you cook just about anything you want to cook. Very, very simple and easy. All right, we're gonna use this cook set today to make our peanut butter soup. Stay with me. Okay, 3 very simple ingredients for this peanut butter soup. Again, I've substituted one because I got a sweet tooth and I think it will taste better. I've got some squeezed peanut butter here, Jif Creamy Natural Squeezed Peanut Butter. This could be individual packets of peanut butter, so it's more packable in a kit like this if you wanted to. I have honey here, raw natural honey. Again, you can get that in packets, so you can carry 2 or 3 of those packets. This is gonna sweeten up our soup, make it more like a little bit of a dessert when we're done. And then I've got some dehydrated milk here. Dehydrated milk you could put into a Ziploc or anything like that, into a small tube of some kind, and stick it right in your kit as easy as well. So you got 3 simple ingredients. Now this calls for regular milk as far as the recipe from 1938, and it called for salt or pepper, or salt and pepper, instead of honey. I'm gonna use the honey. It called for peanut butter and it called for milk, and we're gonna use the dehydrated milk for that because it's easier to pack and carry. It's not gonna spoil. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna make some milk in this cup. And I filled this cup about 3/4 of the way up with water. What I don't use, I'll drink with my soup. It's not a big deal. And I'm gonna start off with 2 tablespoons of this in here and mix this up. And this is gonna make our milk. If it's too light colored for you, looks too watery for you, add another scoop. Not that big of a deal. That's pretty close to enough. I'm gonna put 1 more in there. I like my milk heavy. All right, now set this aside. We'll go out here on a stump so we don't melt this table with our stove. We'll get our stove fired up and we'll get started on our soup here. All right, so get our stove out here. These stoves are pretty simple for sure. The legs just fold out, open on them real easy like this. We sold a ton of these last week at the overlanding event because they were only like $20 on sale with that 10% off. They were under 20 bucks, I think. All right, let's get our can hooked up this dude real quick. This is just a generic can of fuel. Screw that dude on. Get this thing started up here. There we go, 1 click igniter. Turn it down just a shade here. We don't want it too overly hot. All right, now we're gonna take our pot here. We're gonna get a little peanut butter and milk in here, and we're gonna slowly melt the peanut butter into the milk and mix it as we go. All right, we're just gonna put a little bit of milk in the bottom of this. We gotta be careful, we don't wanna scorch any of this. We gotta be careful with our heat. Oop. This thing's brand new, I gotta open it up. Heat down just a little bit more than that even. Like that. Squeezed peanut butter, who would have thought? Thank God for great wives, huh? All right, that should get it, right? Yep, there we go. Squeeze some of that in there, just like that. We won't get too excited too fast. All right, again, we gotta kind of melt this as we go. And as it heats up, it should do that just fine. You can see it dissipating in there a little bit now already. And I would say the amount of peanut butter you use and the amount of milk you use depends on how thick you want your soup, I'd guess. Put a little more in there. I'd say we're probably up to about 3 individual squeeze packets by now, if I had to guess. It's pretty good. All right, now it's already boiling. We'll turn this down just a little bit more. We definitely don't need it crazy hot. Look at that. Pretty thick, pretty good. Just kind of hold that pot up here and keep it cooking. Look at that, man. That's nice. All right, let's get some honey in this bad boy. It's probably about 3 tablespoons if I had to guess. That's a bunch of honey, but I like honey. Get it up here, get it hot again, get that honey mixed in. Damn, man. Yeah, boy. Get it boiling up one more time good here. Thicken it up. All right. Set it off to the side, turn our stove off here. Kind of move him out of the way. Set this down and let it cool for a minute. We'll give her a taste test. All right, so looks pretty good, really. Kind of, yep, spilled a little bit there. Oh man, holy crap. Looking off my boot, it's awesome. All right. Oh my gosh. Son, I may have just found a new favorite right there, boy. As far as dessert goes, man. Holy cow. That's so freaking good. Oh man. I'll tell you what, a glass of milk and that soup. Look out, Jack. Talk about awesome dessert. Woo-wee. All right, folks. Listen, I appreciate you joining me out here today for this quick video on the Trail Life individual cook kit, making a 1938 recipe that, again, I found on the Bannerman Camp page on Facebook on peanut butter soup. Man, I can't tell you how good that bad boy is. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, for our business. All of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. I'll try to get some more content out prior to the basic class this weekend or during. And then I'll try to do something before we go to this Trail Life event and at the Trail Life event as well, just to keep you guys posted on where we're at. We've got lots and lots and lots of events and classes coming up over the next couple months. And I'm back to back to back now until almost Christmas. So keep up with me. I'll try to keep up with you. We'll stay together. We'll learn together. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks.